So Bitcoin is down quite a bit. Everyone's in panic mode. Is the bull run ending? Is the bear market starting? Who knows? But what we're going to do in this video is to teach you what you should be doing right now. Now, I'm not going to give you financial advice. I'm not going to say buy. I'm not going to say sell. That decision is ultimately up to you, doing your own research. But there are a few things you need to be doing. Now, number one is to stay in the game. Whether that's okay, I think it's going to end. You can still make money. You can still be in a position where, if you want to take crypto seriously and make it a full-time income and have more wealth than you can ever probably use, then you need to be doing these things I'm going to list. So, number one is doing research and studying the chain. This isn't going to cost you any money. You could do this for 20 minutes a day. Now, a site like, I'll link all these in the description. CoinGlass is a good one. You can see liquidation maps, liquidation levels. If you don't know what any of them are, Google it and just find out. So basically, it shows you what everyone else is doing in the market. So everyone has long positions around 78 to about 77. There's a lot of people that think the price is going to drop there and they're willing to buy or long on the futures. On the other side, people are shorting at 81. And people are even got shorts all positioned down here and they've got longs down here. So this is a good indication. They also got so many different, there's a preflow of things. Open interest is another good one to look at on futures. How is everyone doing? What is everyone sort of got their interest in? Is people willing to buy? Are they willing to sell? But judging by that liquidation map, there's not many people, there's more shorts than longs. Another one, if you're into DeFi, could be to look at DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama is probably one of my favorite sites. It's the most beginner friendly site. And I won't go through all of these, but you can obviously do your own research on them. So you can look at how's the weekly change? What's the volume like on some of these chains? Which chain's growing? Another one to look at, I check this all the time, pretty much every day, is to look at where the money is flowing. So in the last 7 days, the biggest inflow was actually Arbitrum. So why is that? Base has lost the most amount as well. So while the market's up and down, check where the money is going. Sui's an up and coming chain. Why is there an outflow? It doesn't necessarily mean the chain's going to pop off, but something like Sonic should be on here because Sonic, I'm guessing, has a lot of inflows because there's a lot of talk about that and there's a lot of volume going on there. Again, another one to look at is the decentralized market on Masari. Look at the centralized market. It should help you. These are the type of things you could be looking at. Quickly looking at data sets will help you a lot. What has big volume, low volume? Why is it? And then you can research. Okay, Hyperliquid's got really crazy volume. Why everything's down? Why is that? Again, look at the money. Where's the money flowing? This is BlackRock. I just saw BlackRock 5 minutes ago have sent 21 million in ETH to Coinbase. Now that is obviously pegged to their ETF. However, you can look at that as a whole and say, okay, the people that are using their ATFs are selling, so they have to sell on their behalf to get the USDC back, etc. So my idea is using data to get ahead of the game. Number one. Now, number two is yield farming. I'm a big fan of yield farming. At the moment, most people are swapping to stable coins and holding it in their wallet. They're scared what's going to happen, etc. Now, I'm quite confident to yield farm. I've been yield farming since about 7 a.m. So I went in here and I yield farmed it. It went up, I rebalanced, and now I'm here. The reason is I've got this balance, and you can use any amount you want. Stuck in a wallet, it was just left in USDC, and I thought to myself, why don't I put this to use while we wait for the market to recover? Best case scenario, Solana just keeps going up, and I'll just keep rebalancing. It may be the case of it going up and down into here, but what I'm planning to do is I'm either going to end up with a lot more Solana or very high amount of USDC. Now, what my plan is for the next few weeks, months, is not to rebalance this. If it swaps it all to USDC, bear in mind this is a tight range, I would hopefully be compounding 2.8%. It's sometimes about 5%. On the weekend, it's going to be 2%. But what I'm planning to do is to yield farm this. If it swaps it all to USDC, I'm just going to do one-sided position. So I'm just going to go, $6,000 here on USDC and I'm going to leave it. Likewise, if it happens with Solana, I think I put in about 52 Sol. I will do the same. I'll just put 52 Solana in here and then leave it on a spot position to go up and farm the yield and then compound it. every few minutes or every probably hour, I'll just claim the fees and I'll compound it back in. Usually when it gets to like $10, something like that. But I was down to 6,500. And this morning, because I was greedy, I had a yield farm up here and then I left it and then overnight. But this is something where you can put your capital to use. Now, I wouldn't say you're going to lose all your money. I can't see Solana going, you know, less than $60. But in the meantime, we're going to accumulate fees. Even if it goes to $60, I'll probably have 120 SOL. So it doesn't really matter. I'll obviously have about $3,000 at that point, $2,000, but I'll just leave it. I'll yield farm it on a wider range and then see. So that's something you could be doing. Now, if you're feeling extra generous, and what I've been advising people to do is learn futures on low leverage. I use OKX Fund OX Fund, sorry, and use very low leverage. Now, you've got opportunities. You can either say, I'm very bearish, I'm going to put $100 into Bitcoin, not on 100x leverage, on about 5x leverage, because right now, you don't want to be gambling. So you could say, okay, I want a short position and I want to do, I don't know, let's say a very small amount. I haven't got any money in here, but doing something very, very small on a short. Anyway, it doesn't let me do it. But if you do a short and you think the market's going to tank, you can be like, okay, I think Bitcoin's going to go to the floor, or I'm very bullish and I think it's going to be. So I was shorting here and here. I should have been shorting a lot more, but I made quite a bit of money on it, so I was quite happy with it. So, and then I was shorting another meme coin as well. Again, if you think like, okay, let's look at the meme coins. They're all going to pop. Let's look at the Solana meme coins. Most are red. So if you were shorting, like I was then telling everyone to do weeks ago, you'd probably be up. And again, you can use central exchanges, but at the moment, use very low leverage because the market will be moving quite rapidly or very slowly. So you don't want to get liquidated. The aim of it, remember at the start of the video, I said to stay in the game rather than do anything else. So number one is yield farming. The other one is to put into any meme coin you can short, anything you want to think you can long, you can do that. What I would not be doing, and I'm not really doing right now, is trading meme coins. Simply because I need a few weeks or a few days of Solana's price to go up to, I don't know, probably we're looking around back to sort of 160 for the market to start to say even maybe even like 150, 160, even 140 wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't bring anyone back. Nobody will be excited about it. So I think if the price starts to rally and things start to move, then sure, we can look at that. But you can see I'm up slightly. When it swaps all to USDC, I'm just going to put it in on a one-sided pool on USDC at the top, and hopefully it swaps it back. And then likewise, I'm going to vice versa. I'm going to do the same while compounding. We've got a few weeks, I think, before anything major happens, before we get the ultimate signal of the bull run ending or starting even. Who knows what's happening? Nobody really knows. But in the meantime, I would advise looking at these websites and start studying. Start to get good at actually trading, watching where the money's flowing, rather than saying, oh, I think it's going to go up because the chart is here and then the floor is here. It doesn't work like that. Like, if everyone's selling, it doesn't matter what the chart looks like. If everyone's buying, be ahead of the game. If you do this research, you'll be ahead of 90%. Just doing 10 minutes a day. Yeah, looking at stable coins. Okay, stable coin growth is up. That means most people are swapping into USDC. When it starts to sort of tank down or starts to fall down a bit, that means okay, because you will see the market was doing much better here when the stable coins were shrinking. Of course, there's more demand now because people are using them more. There's more people in the market, but wait for this to sort of peak up. And then once it starts to move down, okay, people are actually buying. They're swapping their USDC spot, and then I can maybe do a very short leverage, sort of leverage futures long, or I can start getting back into the market. Also look at flows as well. There's so much information out there, and these are only a few sites. I'll list them in the description so you can just play with it and have a look yourself. But in terms of the market, look, don't be gambling now. The aim of it is to stay in the game. If you're happy to hold Solana, like I am, do that. Like I'm earning what? Probably Let's do the maths on this. If it's, let's say, a conservative 2%, we're earning on this, 3%, we're earning anywhere between, let's say, 3% of 7,000 is 210 a day. So 210 divided by 24 is $8.75 per day. So in theory, there is earnings to be had right now. Obviously, this is pegged to the price of Solana, but people say, oh, you can lose your money if it goes down. You can make your money if it goes up as well. So that's why you're very negative, and that's why most people don't actually make money because they're scared to actually try things. If this plan, I do it for a few weeks and then Solana keeps falling, I'll probably cut it off. But if Solana's going sideways or up, I'm very happy. Yeah. And then there'll be times on the weekend I might just leave it into USDC. But I should be able to grow this bag. And eventually Solana will come up. Whether it's going to come up in a week or two, whether it's going to come up in 5 years, that's fine. I'll just leave it in the wallet. I'll just keep yield farming. Yield farming is best at the bottom rather than the top because you want to yield farm on your way up, not so, like I'm doing now. So I was yield farming here and I'm yield farming here. And then hopefully the next leg up, I'll be yield farming up here as well. I hope you found this video useful. I wish you all the best and keep an eye on the price of Bitcoin as well because Bitcoin will dictate what everything else does. All the best. I love you all. Take care.